the capital difference between men and God is sight. Why people die is not because death is powerful. No. It is because they don't know grave. They don't know grave. They don't know that grave is wretched. They don't know that. If you're hearing me this morning, I would like you to know. Please, there are two things I want you to identify with. Number one, believe in your transformation. Believe you can be better. Believe in it. And then I will also want you to work hard on it. Number two, believe in your uniqueness. Grave is wretched. Don't always believe that everybody should accept everything you do. Don't always believe that everybody should believe in what you say. Why is that way? It's because this is a unique season. And unique people are not many. It takes a lot of pain to produce unique people. A painful process. Pastor Kim, can you come and take this money and put it in our offering box? I said it takes painful. Please listen. I'm not a child this night. It takes painful process, and it must involve process. God does not produce great men from the earth by himself. Let me say it again. God doesn't produce great men from the earth by himself. Men process themselves. Families process themselves. One of the books that came out said, how the Jews produced both Jesus and Christ. It was the Jews that produced both Jesus and Christ. Jesus and Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ didn't fall from heaven. He came through a process. Why the pit? Why the pit of darkness is swallowing people is because of the valuelessness of men. Let me say again. I say why people accept death as their destiny is because they are valueless. It will take a defeated man. A man is not born to be defeated, to submit to an enemy. It also takes distraction. It takes distraction for a man not to see what he's meant to see. It takes looking at so many places not to see anything clearly. Let me say it again. I say it takes looking at so many places. Not to see anything clearly. It takes the confusion of wanting so many things. For one, not to have proper definition of life. Wanting so many things. Why so many people cannot be happy is because they want so many things. Even sometimes things they don't really need. Because the earth is corrupt, and then is full of people who are not in charge of themselves. Don't forget that this voice is not a popular voice. That's why you should listen to it. But it points to immortality. There are some odd things I say. I say odd things because immortality is odd. It's an odd life. And that covenant is meant for people that have odd life. Now sometimes some people want the covenant and then they hate their life. If you want to stay without dying, there is a life. If you want to stay without being sick, it's possible, but there is a life. Satan will not allow anybody to enjoy positive divinity without paying. Let me say again. Satan will not allow anybody to enjoy positive divinity without paying. Positive divinity is not a gift. Now, a lot of people fall because you see, you don't go into the grave, you fall. All who died fall, they all fall into the wretched grave. They fell into it. Dying is falling. Grave is a pit. It doesn't have step. Let me say again, grave is a pit. You don't walk into it because it doesn't have step. People fall. Now, if they fall, they don't return. It is falling into a pit where there is no God. It will take falling for a man to go into a pit where God will not be found. A pit where God will never be found. That's why I call it wretched grave. Can I say something? This 5-minute philosophy. Hear me. Hear me. It is not possible on earth for a man to hide whether he will die or not if he's still alive. It's not possible. You see, because all that died lived for death. Some people, they will be saying they are immortal. I will be saying that lifestyle will not bring immortality. There's a lifestyle. That way of reasoning will not bring immortality. That constant seeking for comfort, even when there's need for price, will lead to immortality. Because both Satan and God is watching. They are all watching. It's not enough to say I can't die. While I was in Galilee, I got disgusted. And I want to tell you why. If you're a locust, by this time, you should be able to know what kill men. Now, somebody who doesn't know what kill men, we struggle with the covenant. You can't have life until you choose to live. Let me say it again. It's not possible to have life until you make up your mind to live. Before I go away from what I'm sharing, I want you to look at two. Excuse me. Being born is not equal to having life. There is a born twice. The born twice is not a religious experience. The born twice is a level of awareness you come into. You will willingly choose to live. A lot of pastors are preaching born again, but they've not chosen to live. They don't even know choosing to live. They don't know. They will say, Jesus, come into our life. Come into our life. They will confess it. But they've not made up their mind to live. It is not Jesus that will live for you. When you ask him to come in and he come in, you will choose to live. Now, if people refuse to live, if people refuse to choose to live, Satan will force them to die. Both God and Satan ride on our choices to give us destiny. So the life is meant for those who choose to live. Now when you choose certain things, when you choose life, death will leave you. Now when you choose to live, you also avoid to die. And then you connect to the path of life. Now there is no Satan in the path of life. The path of life is not just necessarily a perfect path, but it is a path of awareness. There's a difference between perfection and awareness. In the church, they don't teach awareness. They try to teach us perfection. You can't be perfect when you're not aware, when you've not come to awareness. Awareness is you have made a choice. You will know when you miss it. You don't need a pastor to tell you. Some people do something wrong without knowing. That is the foundation of poverty and shame. A lot of people, when something is going wrong with their life, they prefer to blame people than to take responsibility. They say, since I married my wife. Excuse me. How do you attribute a condition? Excuse me, how do you attribute a personal condition that you're going through as a man to somebody else? I mean, to an external body. I don't understand. Somebody say, why I have not succeeded in local army? Because some people are against me. You must be a fool. Who cares about you? So we cannot, it is lack of awareness that subject men to something less than a human being, that make some corrupt mentality reason in a way, and then gradually, you see, because the devaluation will eventually bring them to pain. It starts mentally. Now, if it starts, if it is not recognized, it grows. It grows to mental abeyance. From mental abeyance, absolute madness. You know abeyance? Somebody is quagmired. It's always in recess. He reasons in a depleted way. The intelligence is not whole. The mental organ is abused by witchcraft. Now, these are all activities of Satan to bring to wretched grave. If you have eyes to see, and you know that this thing will lead you to death, when you are alone, you will struggle to stop. When you sit down alone in the midst of darkness, and you have come to a limelight to take blames personally, that the way I approach work is why I'm still poor, I have to do something. That is a blessed thought. That you cannot be sitting there in the house by 9 a.m. because you're a pastor. That you should not come to the altar carelessly because you think that you can say anything to people. It's an awareness. So in Deuteronomy chapter 13, 19 and 20, say, I keep before you life and death, choose. Some people don't know the difference between life and death. And if they don't know the difference, how can they choose life? I entered into that flight and I was sitting beside that woman there, and I know that that condition is not good for me. Then I'm under strange influence. I was able to know it there. And so I was bad for 45 minutes. I am a master in patience, but there are things I don't wait for because they are risky. I know when my angel is saying move on, don't sit down here. These things are important to escape the antics of darkness. Grave is a wretched place. It is meant for the ignorant, not sinners. Ignorance is more evil than sin. If you're ignorant, you won't even know when you're committing sin. A spiritually blind man can't live right. He's not a proper human being. Can I tell you something before I stop? Huh? The part of man that connects man to grave is the animal part of man. I've never said it very well. I'm going to explain it in a minute. The part of man that connects man to death is the animalistic part of man. That part of man that connects man to goat, to leopard. Now, because that is the part of man that doesn't have awareness. But it is unfortunate that some people, up to 60% of their person, is devoted to that part, to that particular animalistic part of man, that part that make man think like goat, that part that make man deny divinity. That is a part. It is that wretched part. What do I call it? It is that wretched part that go to grave. The part of man that look like God can die. Because it is of divine essence. But because that part that look like God is divine, that part that look like God is divine, and divinity cannot make men uncomfortable. Let me say again. I said divinity makes men uncomfortable. So people like relating to the animal nature. The nature that want to eat four times in a day. And take ice cream on top of it. A kind of nature that doesn't have discipline, because it's cheap. It's a cheap life. It's at home. That life is at home with the flesh. Someone can drink it. I say it's at home with the flesh. So he like that part that is at home with the flesh, but he doesn't know that whatever that makes flesh at home connect to the wretched grave. So we shall not all sleep, but we shall change. That is why change is a mystery in 1 Corinthians 15:51. Change will always be a mystery. Let me say it again. Change will always be a mystery. It will always be a mystery, because people will never understand it. Because it is expensive. Very expensive. That motto is now putting on immortality. It's very expensive. That corruption is putting on incorruption. It's very expensive. Then death is swallowed up in victory. So, oh death, where is your sting? Is a proclamation of people who have reached awareness. One more thing I want to say before I do preaching. If you're walking in that path, don't turn. Because there are people that must walk in that path in this season. this season of immortality, there are men and women chosen by God to walk in that incorruptible path. They will not be treated as animals. When somebody become helpless in the hand of another person, that is animal status. The mortuary is not meant for divine persons. If you've not gone there, maybe somebody should make you go to village mortuary. I've been there once. When you see people in the village mortuary, you will know there's no difference between them and animals. And that's not the man God made. Every day Satan work hard on making sure we lose it. You know, when Adam was in Eden, Adam being in Eden frustrated Satan. Because Adam was divine in Eden. He fought tooth and nail to make sure that that man came out of land of abundance, where his presence terrified Satan. Adam lost it and became a wanderer. Let me say this one more thing last. A lot of people in Africa are looking for money. They are not rich. You see, because of the houses they are having in Ikoyi everywhere, they are not rich. Which rich? A valueless man can't be rich. Somebody who would think that way, they think. Others, you see, that have houses in Banana Island, they will lose those houses. It's just a matter of time. They are still having it because people of value are not born. Men and women, I'm about to preach now, that know who they are, that know they can bake, that it takes might to be in charge, that it doesn't take money to be in charge. It takes being powerful. So, how can you fall? How can I fall? I can't fall into a pit. I'm not meant for a pit. I will never follow a path that leads to the pit. I hate to be denied being in charge of myself. Excuse me, I've never told you this. I don't take so many calls at a time. Because you can't tune me off. I hate to be tuned off. Maybe that's why I don't have family. You don't crowd my mind. That what I mean is, you don't tell me so many things at a time. I can't take more than 2 calls in a stretch. That is, somebody call me now, I drop. Another person call me now, I drop. Another person, you can't call me that way. I can't be called that way. I can't be called that way. I don't want people to feed my mind. What I mean is you don't know the spiritual and biological makeup of man. that prepare people for sickness. Somebody said, I am sick. Did you not prepare for sickness through a lot of activities? People lose charge over certain consciousness. You know, because man is a supreme being. Man is a supreme being. He lives from the river of his life. Now, a lot of time that river is contaminated or is dry. Now, if that river is contaminated or dry, the river introduces wretchedness. Huh? Don't you see, sometimes you feel like there is something to live for. You're tired. You feel frustrated. Now those things are activities of witchcraft. They came from multiple contacts. They came from unnecessary burdens. Burdens you should carry and the one you shouldn't carry. Huh? People are posting burdens to one person. You can't take it. Don't take it. Don't take it. Because you are a man. Don't take it. When they were driving us from Galilee to Owerri Airport, they say you should not follow. We should avoid Olo area. I called the person and said, "Excuse me, don't tempt me." If the devil is in Olo, I want to meet him. I can't turn. Then I said, dying is not cheap. Let me say it to somebody here. To die is not easy. To die is not easy. Die is not cheap. I give it to you a gift. There are lives that can't be taken. There is no accident on earth. The earth is a program place. Somebody, a big man called me when I was about to go. He said, Shepherd, they are doing a lot of kidnapping in the east. And the social and so, they said, they shot this person. I said, those that were kidnapped knows those that kidnapped them. Let me say it again. And so those that were kidnapped know those that kidnapped them. Now anybody see kidnapped? There's no accident in kidnap. Those who were kidnapped are friends of those that kidnapped them. They don't know where they are before they go there to go and take them. If I want to go to my village, I say, kidnap me. What else? The road I follow, kidnappers will not come there. Those who are not meant for the wretched grave, they will not fall into it. Can I ask you to stand? Can you lapoto share that I'm about to preach? Soprate shaka. Zopra teketala da baba shatala. Sopra de katala. Can you talk in tongues? How do you kidnap a man that is talking in tongues? First day of May. Somebody finish talking in tongues in church, you kidnap him. What has tonguing to do with kidnap? What has tonguing to do with kidnapping somebody? It's impossible. Kidnappers, do they speak in tongues? Somebody talk in tongues. Laru protoshakatala. Zia pratoshakatala. Somebody, I can hear you. Frost. Don't forget that this is May. Tolabaya shantalaraba. Sopre teleyama. Speak your future. Zepre kopataya shantalaba. Zaya proto shatana labata. Liegresha toropatana. Lambro sekeda. Ha ha ha. Formaya pato shatalaba. Sabadala baba yatan shatalarada baba. Zipre grato shakatalaba. Mama yatalaba. Breshanto prada. Zipra talama. Can you pray and say, Lord, let me have dominion over death. Let me have dominion over Satan. Let me have dominion over this month. By fire. Talora ya kapato shatalarada. Hey, somebody hear me. There is nothing that can change. There is nothing that can change. Everything on earth is subject to change. Shalaro proto shalada baba. Sopra talala baba. Yela rada baba taraba. Excuse me. Early in the morning, this morning I was on the floor there. An angel came to the floor there and gave me six ministers in the new regime. I don't know who is the president, but I saw about 6 ministers in the new. That is, after Buhari became a president, the next man after Buhari, I saw 6 of his ministers. Father, I can remember 2 names now. And then the Lord said to me, he said that particular regime is a lion's regime, Nigeria. After the regime of Buhari, a locust shall become president in Nigeria. I don't know how it will happen, but I will still be in this altar. Somebody, a president that will favor us. A regime, not only the president, the cabinets. The cabinets. That man, that southeastern man, we have peace. The southeastern man, we have peace. If Nigeria must continue to be one, you see, because the angel of justice is going up and down. I said the spirit of righteousness and equity is going up and down. Apart from going up and down, the lion is testifying that he wants Nigeria. The Lion of Judah is testifying in God's presence with the voice of God. You know, he is God testifying in his presence with the voice of God.